What's up guys, Corey and Nick here from CrossFit Rampage to give you another video on how to scale a movement. Today's movement is going to be the thruster. Now the thruster is a combination of a front squat and an overhead press, so specifically a push press since there's some speed coming from the hips. Not a terribly difficult movement if you have a decent front squat. Not saying weight-wise, but just if you can perform a front squat with a barbell. So I'm going to have Nick go ahead and show us what some thrusters should look like. He's got the bar racked across the front of his shoulders. His elbows are nice and high. He doesn't have a terribly tight grip on the bar, but he does have his hands around the bar. And go ahead, one more. All right, let's do this, Nick. Can you take one step back? There we go. Now we can see more of it. Show us one more squat as he disappears in the camera. Boom. All right, cool. And relax for a second. So, guys, pretty simple movement, but what if we don't have that front rack position where we get these elbows all the way up? Here's what that may cause. A pain face, if you will. Yeah, and then sometimes this also limits our ability to go all the way down. So show us what that would be. Yeah, so and maybe even worse in some cases. If you're too much here and you can't squat all the way down, now you're just doing a really shallow, uncomfortable push press, okay? So instead, we want you hitting the full squat. It is a thruster. So in talking about how to scale this, if I can't perform this with a barbell, I still want you squatting, I still want you going overhead. What can we do? Nick's going to grab a light pair of kettlebells here for demonstration. He's going to get 2 kettlebells in the front rack position. Now, he doesn't have to worry about that bar pulling back on his wrist and getting his elbows so high. His elbows can drop down a little more. Now he's going to showcase a thruster with the kettlebells. And one more. He can still get that full lockout overhead, and now he can more easily get into a squat. All right, wonderful, Nick. If you don't have kettlebells, or if you just like to perform a different movement, a different piece of equipment in that same movement, we can use a pair of dumbbells. So go ahead, dumbbells in the front rack. He's got them up a little bit, and go ahead and squat, drive overhead, and again. Wonderful. So guys, without that barbell kind of stuck right there, pulling your elbows down, you can now go through your full squat and still get overhead. I know it's not as cool or sexy because everyone else is using a bar, but it's what you have to do in order to still get that squat done. Now, if we're looking at dumbbell weight in relation to your barbell, I might say take the barbell weight you would have used, maybe subtract about, 15, 20 pounds, divide it by 2. For example, 95-pound thrusters. Let's take that down 15 pounds and say 70. So now you've got a pair of 35s, okay? Or maybe you bump it up to 40 pounds. So those are some ways you can go about scaling in order to still reach your full range of motion and get through that squat and not put excess strain on your wrist. Now this video is for scaling and not for mobility, but you should always be trying to improve those positions. So if you don't have the thruster now and it shows up in your workout, use the dumbbells or the kettlebells, but still continue to work on that front rack mobility so you then can use the barbell in the future. All right, Nick, anything?
Good.
All right, signing out, guys. Thanks.